He was a trained NYPD police officer who traded his gun for a microphone. But Eddie Money is perhaps the only rock star in history who owes his biggest comeback hit to a 60s legend he lured out of a traumatic retirement simply by singing her own lyrics back to her in the middle of a song. Before he was Eddie Money, he was Edward Mahoney, the son of a police officer. Coming from a long line of Irish Catholic cops in New York, he entered the police academy and worked as a typist and trainee for the NYPD. He was fully expected to spend his life in law enforcement. However, he realized he was more interested in music than arrests, so he quit the force, grew his hair out, and moved to California, to the horror of his family. His signature hit sounds like it's about a luxury vacation to Hawaii, but it was actually written about being broke. Eddie was dating a wealthy sorority girl at UC Berkeley, but her mother hated him because he was a penniless musician. He wanted to take the girl away for the weekend to save their relationship, but he could only afford bus tickets to the California Redwoods. That was his paradise. Sadly, the girl's mother forbade her from going, and the relationship ended, but the song made him a millionaire. For his 1986 hit, Take Me Home Tonight, Eddie wanted to interpolate the line, Be My Little Baby, from the Ronettes' classic hit. Instead of just sampling it, he wanted Ronnie Spector to sing it herself. At the time, Ronnie was effectively retired and terrified of the music industry due to her abusive ex-husband, Phil Spector. Eddie personally convinced her to return to the studio. The song became a massive hit and relaunched Ronnie's career, introducing her to the MTV generation. She later thanked him for giving her her voice back. Long before the current opioid crisis, Eddie Money nearly died from a synthetic opiate. In 1980, at a party, he consumed what he thought was cocaine, but it was actually a synthetic barbiturate mixed with fentanyl. He overdosed and passed out in a position that cut off blood flow to his legs for hours. He suffered severe damage to his sciatic nerve and kidneys. Doctors told him he might never walk again. It took him months of physical therapy to learn to walk, a struggle he documented on his album No Control. Eddie's first big hit, Baby Hold On, has a very familiar structure. Eddie and his guitarist, Jimmy Lyon, were trying to write a hit and were analyzing the Mamas and Papas' California Dreamin'. They took the chord progression from that song, inverted the melody, and sped it up.